Hi all. Hi everyone, it's Holly Hanley. Welcome to my studio. This is my first time, or probably the second time live on YouTube. So we'll see how this works because usually I do it on Facebook. But thank you so much for joining me. And I just comment, let me know that you're here and where you're watching from. I was frantically doing a project this morning, trying to get that finished. So I'm excited to show you that, a new spring project. I just thought I'd wait a few minutes just to see if some more people pop in. But let me know that you're here. Oh, hi, Robin. Hi, Anne. Hi, Deb. Thank you so much for popping in. I love it when you enter into the chat and say hi. So, and let me know where you're watching from. I always love to hear that. Okay, but I actually was working on a screen this morning, and I thought it's about time that I do a spring screen. So I don't know if you remember when I did those. Hi. Oh, awesome. I'm excited to be here too. I'm glad. I hope this works out because then it'll be easier to find videos and they'll all just be saved on here. So hi, Cheryl. Okay, so I've actually been doing lots of stuff lately. Like I did last week, I did those St. Patrick's Day stones. So the little rocks, which were so much fun. I actually ordered some pens even. I haven't got a chance to try those out, but I thought they would be fun to do. So I'm also doing, that is a new pattern. Hi, Deanna. Thanks for popping in. I also did a new piece. I don't know if you saw it last week, but I showed everyone the little daffodils. Okay, so that's another project coming up with a little frog. Okay, so the daffodil spring, that's in May. If you're interested in taking the Zoom class, hi Kelly. Thank you so much for popping in. Okay, we're also doing, and I also just finished the lilies, which was so fun. Well, all the projects are fun, but I decided to do some white lilies. I actually have some pictures of some pink lilies, the stargazer, I think they're called, or I'm not sure, but I grow them every year in my yard. But I thought just because Easter is coming up next month, I thought it would be really nice to do the white lilies. So this one is a Zoom class next month, and I actually put it on 2 evenings, and I know sometimes that's a little tough, but the class is recorded, and you can watch it whenever you like. My recordings, the links never expire, so you can watch it whenever you like. I know how life gets busy, so but this morning I was painting a screen. So has anyone done screens? Have you guys painted on screen? So there's these cute little spatter screens that you can buy from Dollar Tree and also from Dollarama, which is awesome. And they're only like $1 or $2 maybe max. But I did a Welcome Winter Friends screen. This one was from a couple years ago. This is actually on my YouTube channel. So, and then I also did a Hello Fall. Okay, so this one looks like the ribbon's in rough shape, but there's the Hello Fall, and I don't know, I kind of forgot how much fun they are to paint. So I painted one actually I started yesterday, and oh no. And the weather has been crazy here too. It's really nice and sunny. Spring's coming tomorrow, so there's a few actually and some plus temperatures here, which is nice. But so that was my theme of my project that I just did. And I thought we would do this together next week if you are interested. So this will be on my YouTube channel. Hi, Paula. Thanks. Okay, awesome. They're kind of fun. They're a little, if you haven't painted on screen before, they are a little tricky at first just to kind of get the hang of it. But I think once you do one or two, they get a lot easier. But this is my spring one. Isn't it cute? Oh my gosh. I had so much fun. And I honestly couldn't stop painting more little details this morning. So it's a good thing that 11 o'clock rolled around so that I could get on my live and actually stop. But it's called Hockey Spring. I used all the brightest colors that I possibly could. I use all the decor products, so, like purple pizzazz and teal mint, which is a new color or a newish color, I guess. Watermelon slice, orange flame, like all of those really bright colors. And then last year I bought, okay, Robin, you're gonna have to try it because it's fun, and these surfaces are like a buck. So, it's they're a nice little surface, very affordable. But I bought these little carrots last year, I think from Michael's. They came in a pack, and they just have like the raffia on the top and then the jute, orange jute. Well, I took this apart and I wrapped it around the top part of the spatter screen handle. Isn't it cute? So this one, okay, so these ones only, Deanna, they only come in one size. So when you go to Dollar Tree or Dollarama, they both have them. Let me just check to see the size, but you could also paint, so if you don't like painting on screen, you could also paint them on like a stepping stone, but they're 11, just over 11 inches in diameter. So this is what they look like when you buy them. Super fun. So and then I'll give you some tips because I'm just working on this pattern. I'm gonna try and get it done today, and I'll put it on my website. And then next week, I thought we could go through it, and I'll paint along with you. So if anybody's interested in doing the happy spraying, but today I wanted to give you some tips on just getting your project started and the base coating, because the base coating does take a little while to dry, so it's good to have that kind of done before we get to all the little details. Okay, so thank you so much. I'm glad that you like it. Okay, it's so fun. So for this screen painting, okay, again, some of you have done it before and some of you haven't, but I use the Deerfoot stipplers. Okay, so these are the Princeton Deerfoots. They're awesome. I really love them. They've got a really sort of a flat edge. That's why they're called shaped like a Deerfoot. Okay, so they got the flat edge and they're angled. So they work really well for screen painting and for filling in all the little screen holes and so on. Okay, so usually what I do, just to trace the pattern on, is I actually just take that stippler, okay, with a little bit of black, and okay, so what you're going to do is just take that little bit of black and you're going to go over top of the screen. Okay, so here it is, right here, like this, and this is just so that my chalk pencil shows up really nice. Okay, so all I did, I don't actually want any of the black to stay in the little holes, so it's really quite easy like this. If you don't want to do this, you don't have to. I kind of like to do this just so that my chalk pencil shows up a little bit better. Okay, so the chalk pencil is just the General's chalk pencil. Okay, and I'm going to use that to transfer on the pattern. Okay, so of course, because it's the screen, you can actually, see through the screen, of course. So it's easy to see your pattern. Okay, so all I did was I took and this is a 3/8 or 5/8. This is a 5/8. I had to put my glasses on, but they were on my head here a minute ago. Anyone else lose their glasses all the time? Okay, so I'm just taking a little bit of black, and then I'll show you how to put the pattern on. Okay, so if you haven't done this before, again, give it a try. It's fun. They even have little like the smaller kind of strainers I kind of was thinking about painting on, but this is all I did to kind of prep it. I just took a little touch of black and I went over top of the screen. You can blow dry that, and then what you're going to do is you're going to take your pattern. Okay, so I did have a pattern somewhere here. Okay, but anyway, what you're going to do is you're going to take your pattern. Okay, this was my rough drawing that I did up. But all you do is you put your pattern underneath, okay, like this. So however it fits. Of course, it'll be better than this one because this was just my rough drawing for when I started. But then you're gonna take just like a chalk pencil and basically you just wet the chalk pencil, okay? And then you go over top of the lines, okay? So like this. Um, and I wet the chalk pencil just to make that pencil a little brighter, okay? Like this. So you can outline those little flower petals and so on. So you do all the little details, okay, like this. Um, but basically you just put that pattern underneath the screen and just go ahead and trace or paint or draw over all of the lines, okay? So that when you take that off, there's your pattern, nice and easy to see. And I just find that it's a little easier to see if you put that little bit of black on first, okay? And then I'm going to show you, I'm going to turn the camera around and I'm going to show you how I do a little bit of base coating, okay? So bear with me here because I'm not fancy, but this is my messy desk. You can see I was frantically trying to paint this morning. So I was just, hang on one second. I'm not fancy here. But, okay, so what I did was I took this screen, okay, and I just basically, and if you want to do a different design, just put the design right underneath, or you can draw your own thing. But basically, I just wet the chalk pencil just to make it a little bit more, it makes it a little bit brighter. Okay, and then I have just a piece of black cardstock underneath. So you can use whatever you like, but I find that the black works really nice because then you can actually see the lines really well. Okay, so whoop, right here. Okay. Oh, that's awesome. I love that. Okay, I'm sorry for all the jiggling. There we go. Okay, I think it's gonna stay. That's great to hear, Anne. I love it. I think art should make you smile for sure. Okay, or all right. Sometimes it makes me laugh. Okay, so on this one, again, I just took this. This is that little screen. Okay, oh, look at the glitter show up. Can you guys all see it? So fun, and you can definitely change the colors of the flowers. You don't need to do them the same as mine if you don't want to, but I ended up with a big pink and yellow and teal. Okay, but basically after you get your pattern traced on, and I'll try and post a video here of the base coating, but for next week. But I want you to trace your pattern on, and I want you to do a little bit of base coating. So you can take, my pink go-to is red, a Tuscan red and a little bit of white, but I'll just show you how to base coat this little, I'm gonna do this one teal. Okay, so on those little flowers, okay, I usually have a few stipplers going. Okay, so I have the 1/4 inch and then the 1/8 inch and the 5/8, the 3/8, all those stipplers, they're definitely my favorite. I just wet it first and then you can take, so I'm going to take a little bit of this teal mint. I don't know if you have it, but it's such a great color. So pretty. This one's number 332. It's made by DecoArt. All the things that I use are from DecoArt. Okay, love it. But you're going to hold your screen upright. Okay, make sure that it doesn't touch the surface after you start base coating because it's going to pull that paint out. And then basically what I do is I hold the screen a little bit upright. You can put something underneath just to hold it up. Okay, and then pick up a ton of paint. So more paint than you've ever painted with before. Okay, and then you just really lightly sort of stroke over top of the screen. I absolutely love it. It's just, okay, fills in. And these spatter screens are actually really nice to paint on because they have really tiny little holes in the screen. Okay, some of the screens that I used to paint on had such large openings, it was hard to fill them in. Okay, and then every once in a while, I mean, there's going to be spots where the screen doesn't fill in, but not a big deal. You can always come back and add a little bit more like this. And then if you're really pressing hard on the screen, Sometimes you'll get the odd drip. You can just come back and check to make sure. But for the most part, I'm just really just kind of guiding. My brush is hardly touching the screen at all. So it's really quite nice. Okay, so you just fill in like so. Again, I picked teal mint for this one. You can do any color that you want. I have purple pizzazz in the first one, my original. Okay, like so. And then sometimes I leave a little bit of space in between all of those little sections as well. Okay, so it just kind of adds to the separation and shadowing. But you can see it's actually goes like pretty quick. Like once you get the hang of it, again, it really helps to use those Deerfoots because they have that flat edge and they hold a lot of paint and they're nice and soft. So they really sort of, you know, they really kind of fill in all of those little holes. And then the little bunny, the little bunny I just did with raw sienna. So, but what a cute little spring project, don't you think? First day of spring tomorrow. Are you guys excited? So this is again the little bunny. I kind of kept it a little bit more on the brown side because well, it's got lots of light highlights, but anyway, you can use a bigger stippler for this for the bunny ears and so on. Okay. But again, I always kind of check every once in a while just to make sure that there's no big drips happening. And then lettering. Okay, so when you're doing lettering, I use a round brush. Okay, so lots of paint again. Rest your hand on your pinky like this, and you're just going to paint that on with lots of paint so it sticks in those little holes. But again, as long as you kind of have like a soft touch, you've got light pressure, okay, and lots of paint, it actually fills in not too bad. Okay, so and I always use like a nice big round. This one's like a 4 or a 5, I think. Um, but just starting at the top, okay, have lots of paint on your brush, filling in those little holes, okay, like so. But yeah, it's fun. I forgot how much fun it was until I painted it again. It's been a little while since I did a screen, so I think this will look super cute on my door tomorrow for spring. You guys decorate for spring? You had your first hummingbird this morning. How cool is that, Robin? Wow. We won't have hummingbirds probably for a while. There's still a lot of snow on the ground here. So it's yeah, you're so lucky. It snowed here yesterday and we have minus temps, but I feel like it's getting warmer. The sun is coming out, things are starting to melt, so it's nice. So yeah, but this is the start of the screen. Okay, so um basically I did do, like the little kind of layer of black just to kind of get rid of that silver. It just I I think it helps with, just to see those little chalk lines. And then basically, I traced my pattern on, just putting the pattern underneath. And then you can use a blow dryer. So you just kind of hold it from the side and you can blow dry them because sometimes I'm always in a little bit of a hurry to base coat. You want to get to the fun stuff. So yeah, and then just trace your pattern. Okay, just using a plain old chalk pencil. It's pretty, or you can even use a piece of chalk if you don't have a pencil. That works great too. And then a little bit of base coating. But I'm going to be putting this pattern on my website today. And I hope that you'll join me next week to paint this together. So I don't know. I hope that you guys like it. Okay, but yeah, I just thought I would give you a few little tips to kind of get you started on the screens if you haven't done them before. Let me know what you're working on. What are you girls working on? So yeah, I've just kind of been on a roll lately, just painting flowers. I've got quite a few flowers now. The lilies, the daffodils, I've got this little one. Okay, so I've got lots of flowers now. I've got a nice little collection. The poppies, sunflower. Okay, so these are all kind of, and I painted these chickadees and I put hats on them. Aren't they cute? Just for fun. Because I was gonna make a little birthday card and I thought, well, wouldn't that be cute? Um, and then I did the dragonflies. So I'm kind of continuing on with the set. So I hope you're enjoying the flowers, and I gotta throw in cutesy because I absolutely love painting cutesy. But this one again, go get your screens. They're just from Dollarama or Dollar Tree. Okay, they're around 12. What did I say? 12 inches or 11 inches? And this was just a little carrot that I bought, and I think even Dollar Store has those. So super cute. If you need something to paint and you want to join me next week, so I know I thought it wasn't that Robin. Gotta put birthday hats on things, but okay. Thank you so much for joining me for my little test run on YouTube. I think it worked okay, and I can see all the comments, and you found me, so that's awesome. But yeah, have a great day, and I look forward to painting with you next week and seeing what else is new. So, okay, happy Wednesday.